Hello Vault Heads, this is the self-proclaimed, sarcastically named Captain KeyForge, also known as PJ Broughton of the Steel City Snufflegators. Welcome back to the latest episode of Captain's Commpod. So as you can see from the title, today I'm going to talk about the KeyForge deck worth $3,600. A KeyForge deck sold via the Facebook KeyForge buy, sell and trade group, and it sold on auction through there, and it sold for $3,600. The deck was called Admiral, we believe it stands for Admiral, in slang the Pink Fraud. Okay, so you can look this up yourself. It's the only deck with the word Pink Fraud in the title. It's a pretty famous deck that has proven very well at tournaments. Its current record is 33 wins, 10 losses, 5 chains, 8 power. Okay, its logo is Mars Shadows. There are a lot of big hitters in here. You've got Interdimensional Graft, Bait and Switch, which would have been better prior to the nerf, but it's still quite good. Double Routine Job, double Battlefleet Key Abduction, Library Access. So some cards here that are on the reserve list as well. I mean, the logos is good logos. Basically, the logos is about drawing cards with a little bit of archive mixed in there for good measure, and the threat of interdimensional graph possibly preventing your opponent from going big. The Mars is about Mars doing Mars things of drawing and forging keys off of it. And again, Shadows, good Shadow Suite, Bait and Switch Steel, Nerve Blast Steel, Routine Job Steel, Relentless Whispers Steel, Miasma, You Can't Forge This Turn, Urchin Steel, classic Call of the Archon Shadows, the kind of thing you'd expect to see there. I've heard there is a bit of skill involved in playing it as well. It doesn't necessarily play itself, and to be fair, I've not played any games with it, so there are other people in the community much more qualified to talk about how to play it than I am. So I'm not going to do that. I am going to say it's clearly a decent deck. And like I say, it sold for $3,600, 92 SAS rated deck. I have included a little screenshot of the proof, but I've removed names for anonymity's sake, because although it's pretty much common knowledge in the KeyForge community, Britain has rules passed down from Europe about protection of identities and data and stuff like that, so no names will be mentioned to preserve the innocent. So do I think the person who's paid $3,600 for this is going to win their money back? Do I think they're actually going to get back what they paid as an investment on this deck? No, I don't. Now, I don't need to mansplain things like sentimental value, collectible value and stuff like that. So I'm not going to. All I'm going to talk about is, do I think that this can win $3,600 from a competition? And I'm going to say no, but not because I don't think it's capable of winning a competition. I do think it's capable of winning a competition. I'm not sure there's ever going to be a KeyForge competition that pays out $3,600 in prize money. Sorry. I know Ghost Galaxy say they're going to do it. The proof of the pudding's in the eating. Fantasy Flight Games said they were going to host thousands of dollar prize tournaments. They never did. Now, I hope that Ghost Galaxy do. I genuinely, if this person wins this money back, great, because if anybody's winning $3,600 on the game of KeyForge, it's good for the game of KeyForge, but I'm not sure it will ever happen. So here's one of the reasons why I'm not sure it will. This was FFG, not Ghost Galaxy, so you know, we're not going to make disingenuous arguments, but Fantasy Flight Games were quite clear that their prized events would only include the current 2 sets, that their Vault Warrior tournament, which was going to be a cash prize tournament, would only include the very latest 2 sets of KeyForge. Well, this is a Coda deck, so for Fantasy Flight Vault Tour cash prize event, this would already be banned because it ain't the last 2 sets. So Point A, if we were still in Fantasy Flight's world, you wouldn't be able to use this at a cash prize event. I have also included details of the cash prizes. You would have to outright win a qualifier to get even $2,500 back of FFG's prize money, or make it to the national championships and finish in the final. And if you manage to do that, you would make back a profit. And do you know what? Eventually, if cash prizes do come, somebody may well buy a deck for a given amount of money and then turn a financial cash profit on it. That wouldn't surprise me if cash prizes actually happen. But until they do, I'm a little bit dubious about them. Okay, we are going to start talking about Ghost Galaxy though. So Ghost Galaxy, we also announced Vault Tours, and the World Championship will be supported with a prize pool. Archons will compete for a $10,000 prize pool at a Vault Tour. Any Vault Tour, there was supposed to be 10. The prize gets sweeter at the World Championship, where a $50,000 prize pool is up for grabs. We do think that there is going to be a KeyForge World Championship this year. It does look like that's going to happen. But again, $50,000 prize pool. Not $50,000 grand prize for the winner, $50,000 prize pool. Winner might only get 10. I don't know. We haven't had a breakdown. I'd be guessing. And again, you know me, I'm more than happy to guess, but I'll always be honest about a guess and say opinion, not fact. Because we know the difference between opinion and fact over here, and lots of other people do as well, but I specifically, opinions are opinions. Now, cards are worth a lot of money. I did have a look into what cards were worth in other card games to sort of compare this. So the most expensive Magic the Gathering card I can find was called a Black Lotus. A lot of you may actually know what that is. I didn't. I had to look at a picture. The Black Lotus Magic the Gathering card has been sold for over $500,000. So $3,600 compared to that looks like quite a bargain, to be fair. And again, this has won events. This is part of the history of KeyForge. If history lasts 20 years, this could accumulate value. It could. But also, let's compare. So that card was worth $500,000. Magic the Gathering World's Championship has a $1 million prize pool. So again, compare that. That's why those cards are worth so much, because the game's been around for so long. $1 million prize pool every year. People have won money playing Magic the Gathering. Nobody's won money playing KeyForge yet. Nobody's won actual money. The most expensive card that I could find was a PIKACHU. PIKACHU. A Pokemon card, PIKACHU. I presume a lot of you know what PIKACHU is, even if you've not played Pokemon the card game. I never played the card game, certainly played a video game. There are a lot of different PIKACHU cards. I didn't get the actual specific name. I think it just said Pikachu, to be fair. There'll be an actual name for it. But yeah, it was a Pikachu Pokemon card. And a Pikachu Pokemon card went for over $5 million. I feel like Dr. Evil, $100 million. Maybe a card will get there eventually. So cards can be worth value. I get it. I'm not trying to be disingenuous and saying cards can't be worth something. They clearly can. I've done a bit of research on it. Good luck to the person who bought it. And I hope you do get your money back. I hope you do win your money back. So it'll be good for KeyForge if you do. I just don't think you're going to. We'll catch up on a little bit of news. So, I'm sure you're aware of this, but I want to talk about it a little bit. So on the 20th of April, there was an update on GameFound called Mastering the Languages. It was update number 27. Okay. And probably aware of it already, but we'll go over it again. If not, there was news on there for anybody who's backed the campaign. So I'll read it off there. It says shipping update. We know many of you want to know when you'll be getting your pledges delivered to your door. This target date continues to be fluid as we are still working to get the last of the items finished for shipment. While we don't have a definitive date just yet, all signs are currently pointing to orders with only English language decks should see shipment before the end of May, which in brackets is this month now, because recording this May 2023. Those with international language decks may be a bit later, depending on the speed of our translation partners, but we don't feel it will be much longer. We appreciate you all waiting patiently. We've learned a lot with this being our first Game Time campaign. We've heard that before. And the game published under our name. So this month is when it should ship. Doesn't mean it will land this month, because again, you could ship on the 31st of May. So the really salient parts, orders with only English language decks should see shipment before the end of May. So if your order is English only, then by the 31st of May, it should ship. Although again, they do include words like continues to be fluid, still working on it. Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Because again, should and by the end of May. So the 31st of May. I mean, I'd love that to be the case. I'd love that to be the case. I'm not in America. If you ask me my opinion, and it's not fact again, it's opinion, I think that Ghost Galaxy will ship to American backers first, just because it's easier. I might be wrong. They might ship based on backer number, or they might ship based on alphabetical order. I feel, I've got a suspicion, based on no fact either, by the way, no actual source at Ghost Galaxy, no evidence of this, just gut feeling and looking at other Kickstarters and stuff like that. I feel it will be dealt with by region. So I feel it will be America, then Canada, then somewhere else, or America and Canada, then somewhere else. Because as well, I presume that most backers are American. Again, I may be wrong, but I'm going to make the assumption most backers of English language decks are based in North America, in the United States of America and Canada. Okay, so again, if you said, give us your opinion, well, that's my opinion. I think they'll ship to US backers first, and then Canadian backers, or US and Canadian together. Then I think they'll go elsewhere. And it may be they do the rest of the world at once, all of it, Asia, Australasia, Europe, UK, or batches. And they may go in order of who ordered the most. So it may be that it's North America, Europe, UK, Asia, or North America, Asia, Australia, EU, UK. I don't know who ordered the most, and I'm also not that cocky or presumptive that I automatically think that it was Europe or the UK who were the second largest ordering community. It might have been somewhere else. So I do genuinely believe that US backers are going to probably see this in June. I really do. Because as well, how much is delivery from Minnesota to somewhere in America? I've been to America lots. I would expect a week. And, you know, I think that delivery from America to America, a week is a reasonable amount of time. So if they do ship it by the end of May, or even if they go over a little bit, I would expect backers in America to see this by June. The rest of us, I don't know, because if it is going to be in batches, coupled with the fact that it's going to take a while to get here because we're not in America, I can see it being longer. So maybe there's an end in sight. I hope there is, because the second 6 month wait was worse than the entire campaign and the rest of it. To give people light at the end of the tunnel and then take it away, and I'm sure they didn't want to, and I'm sure it was beyond their control. The last 6 months hurt more, and it's also hurt in terms of OP. You know, podcasts are going bye in this last 6 months. It's not been good, so I hope it is. But anyway, as ever, what are your thoughts? Do you think we will see it in June, everybody? Do you think we won't? Are you super excited now, or are you still a bit bummed about the delay? You know, hype me up. Bring it. Love to hear it. Again, Twitter, email, Facebook, etc. But yeah, thanks for staying with me through the end of another Captain's Commpod. I will be back. I'm really busy. I don't know if I'm going to carry on doing it weekly. I may go to fortnightly or monthly until we actually see this game in our hands. But I will be back. Thank you for listening or watching, and may the forge be with you.